Hey, Jerry here, Execute Fitness, the Second Change program. And what am I going to presenting you today? This is an extension of our Truth module, and it's going to be really about highlighting who are we working with. And specifically, if you're here into the program, I'm going to let you know a little bit what are you and which place you're in right now, and specifically where should you go from here, okay? We work with several typology of women, but specifically you're gonna see that yourself that you fall into a three big category. You're gonna be part of all three, or you're gonna be a big falling towards one of the three category. Okay, so the question here is, tell me who you are, and I'll tell you what to do. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of symptoms that create awareness around your body. It's gonna create a perception for you. It's gonna be a self-limiting belief, and of course we're gonna have then have the knowledge plus the facts of the actions, is going to create a result. So you're going to experience what I call self-growth. So as I was saying before, you're probably going to be in the three big categories or three big typologies. And specifically what I mean by that, so we can understand each other much better, we work, like I said, with women that either have to lose more than 15 kilos or maybe around the 10 kilo, 15 kilo marks. They have to lose anywhere from 8 to 5, or they have to lose only 1, and they really, or maybe they have to put 1 kilogram of muscle and look a little bit more toned, okay? These particular categories will have different symptoms. We're going to highlight that into this particular presentation, but what I want you to start off by understanding is whether or what you really, which category you feel like you would be feeling into. Of course, like I said before, the struggles and the stories you're gonna create, that really comes based on your beliefs are, okay? So for my experience, as far as I can see here, also in our programs, the people that you will be experiencing different symptoms that specifically are mainly three. The one that the belief that are gonna limiting you is really lack of motivation, confusion upon information, and frustration from experiencing different things over and over and over again. Okay, if you see here, if you get the symptoms, you put yourself some self-thinking. You actually think that these symptoms are related for you not being able to do things, and then you have the lack of knowledge. You create perception, and you create what I would like to call stories. These stories going on in your mind, this limiting belief keep referring in your mind, and instead of you taking action, you leave the action for you tell yourself, I'm gonna take action next week, and next week, and then it's tomorrow, and then it's next week again, and nothing really happened. If you take the facts, if you take action, if you have a plan, and you understand that it takes time and consistency, then you will get somewhere, whether or not it's positive. And if it's not positive, if it's actually you're not experiencing what is it that you want to be experiencing, then you just want to refine the results into a more positive results. Before going to the symptoms, I want to go into the desires. This is what you all aiming for. For everybody it's different, and for somebody will just be a body, a more rocking body, such as when you go to the gym. For somebody else will be falling back or getting back into that dress that you used to wear, or maybe a body that you never could wear this particular dress. And of course, then there is somebody that wants to look stronger, kind of like a boxer, because you want to feel strong, you want other people to perceive as strong, and then of course, wearing your bikini, maybe getting ready for a contest, or just be able to play with your kids more. Like we have several moms into the challenge, and the fact that you don't have energy to play with your kids, maybe because you're overweight, it's limiting you a lot, and it's limiting the reflection towards the health that you have towards your family. So that's very important. As you get your wants and the awareness, and again you create your perception, and you create what is called desire. What you're really failing to understand sometimes is really the deeper needs that you have. Not the needs, not the wants, but the really needs. What does it mean to have abdominals? What does it mean to be able to wear the clothes that you want? What is really relating to you? It's gonna come out that if you do some self-work, if you look at yourself in the mirror, if you actually reflect, it's gonna come out that you're actually looking for more confidence. You're actually looking to get, or maybe feel stronger because you have a need of safety. You maybe looking to have more energy because you wanna give your the total confidence and total energy level, to your family, to look like a leader for your family. And it's really gonna come down to all these things I just highlighted here, and you not having those things right now. And that's why, you're using fitness as a mean. Fitness is a mean to somewhere, to go somewhere, like in anything else in life. But you haven't ever thought it this way because like you were so concentrated on feeling good, on looking for the instant gratification. The clothes that you're wearing is your instant gratification to tell you that you can be confident, that you need confidence, okay? So I want you to take some time and actually ask yourself, why is it important? Why do you want to look like any of these ladies here? Because if you understand that you're driving yourself, you're driving your mind to not relying so much on motivation, but you're driving your mind to actually have goals that is going to be longer than a week. So if we're looking at the overweight lady here, and you look at the symptoms we have here, we're experiencing things such as tired. You feel more tired, you feel like you need more energy, you feel like very irritable maybe, you cannot sleep at night well, like you feel very heavy, not only outside, probably inside too, because like you probably used to remember how you felt before. And possibly you're telling yourself, oh yeah, I'm gonna probably have some metabolic syndrome, I'm probably gonna have some hormonal issue. And you start and you're gonna tell yourself that like you have all these problems, and of course you're gonna limit yourself because these people here that are in this category here, or a blend of category, it means you're usually blaming the world, and by you not taking action, by you not doing the work, you're blaming the rest of the world, and then you stay stuck and you experience demise, and you experience frustration, you experience bad negative thoughts. If some of you experience even worse, and if this now you're 15 kilo overweight, and if you don't do anything about it, what's gonna end up by you keep not taking action and not blaming things and not taking action again, the years gonna go by, and instead of like you being feeling heavy, you're not gonna feel depressed. And this when you don't take any action even longer than that, then when the hard stuff come around, the diseases comes around, not divorces comes around, because now you're not reflecting what you want to be reflecting with, you're not a role model for kids and so forth if you're a mom. So the limitation that you have really, and this is limitation I know you have, is basically around your lifestyle, around choosing bad things for a very, very long time, around addictions to sugar, maybe alcohol, maybe other things, around the lack of knowledge, lack of movement, and of course lack of motivation. And this is the limitation you have. Now, to get out of this loop, you're just gonna have to develop a little bit more knowledge, or you're gonna come into this program if you want to. We're gonna give you the knowledge you need to have. You're gonna take action, and you're gonna create a time and consistency plan that you can actually keep up for a very long time to actually give you results, and specifically to keep results. Then we have the person that is slightly overweight, maybe like 5 kilos or so. This comes from an idea that you're not committing to yourself. You're not committing to your life, and of course, you might jump in and out of diets. You might have probably tried, the new things out there, the EMS, or whatever case might be, the Herbalife, all these things that are quick fixes, because you want to have instant gratification, and the reflection of you having 5 kilo more, if you're not gifted genetically, is simply because you have done something right, but you still don't have the right lifestyle. You still like to have fun, you still like to go out, you still like to do things. And of course, as you try things, and as you try so many things, and you don't give your body the patience, the attention it needs to react, then you're getting confused, because instead of letting your body the time to react, you're getting confused because you don't see your body reacting. When you know that if you probably don't know, but like you should know that your body takes about 1 month or 3 weeks to react to any particular quote unquote nutrition strategy. If you do that for a week, if you do something restrictive for a week, like a keto diet, and then like you don't see results and you feel like that's not working, then you get confused. Then you're gonna think like, oh, I should eat more carbohydrates. And this come from an idea of, again, blaming but taking the bad actions now. And now of course you're still in demise, but you're still frustrated. You're basically creating frustration. You feel like the work you're putting into the gym or whatever is not paying off. You still playing the blame games, and of course you might even convince yourself you have conditions, right? And if you go to a doctor and you start asking, oh, can I do a test for a blood test, right? Can I do like an intolerance test, or do I have like maybe some insulin resistance, and if it tells you that that's the case, you're gonna blame that. You're gonna blame that's like the problem. It's like saying, if I have that, I cannot achieve results, when the world doesn't really work like that. You can still achieve results as long as you do the right things, as long as you have the knowledge and you take action. And the limitation in this case that you have is really lifestyle, bad choices, conditioning from the marketing into fitness. So basically believing in things, believing that carbs are bad, believing that proteins are bad, and believing that fats are bad, and believing about this diet and that diet. And then of course the lack of knowledge, lack of motivation, and here I am gonna add, you have lack of clarity of purpose, meaning like you really don't know why you wanna achieve the results. You're kind of like looking at the shiny objects a little bit. So you're gonna say, okay, I can look good for the summer. When the summer finish, okay, nah, I'm not gonna do anything now. I'm just gonna revert to my old habits, and I'm really gonna think about it next summer. And then of course we got the person that is probably maybe genetically gifted. We got a person that she needs to lose 1 kilo, or she doesn't, or maybe she needs to add some muscle, but she got a very stressed lifestyle. She got a very busy lifestyle. These are the moms. These are the the people that travel for work. These are the people that don't know. They're also very impatient, but specifically, they don't know how to refine the body, because like they probably have like a good lifestyle, but again, the thing that you're supposed to be consistent with, you're not. And of course, this is the people that do it. Sometimes they tend to hit very, very little. They tend to do tons of cardio, and like of course, you end up stressing yourself, and the stress reflect the water retention, the cellulitis, and all these things. And again, you're basically playing the blame game here, like of course, like all the other two, but specifically you don't have consistency. And again, this is making you stay stuck again. Okay, so on top of that, you're experiencing you're tired, bad time management, stress, irritable, frustrated, and very confused. And this is probably more affected by the fact that you really rely on motivation. Okay, so over here you just have to stop relying on motivation. Of course, that is much easier said than done. Of course, here limitations are easy. Bad choices, addiction to things, to sugar, to alcohol, to bad stuff. And of course, lack of knowledge, lack of purpose and clarity as well. And of course, well, like if you listen to the presentation till now, you probably ask yourself, okay, so this guy is saying that there is no conditions, we can always get away with all condition we have. Insulin resistant or metabolic syndrome is just a few of the symptoms are highlighted over here, are limiting, yes, but not as much as you think. I have insulin resistant myself, and I still drop about 10 kilo in the past, I want to say 6 months, something like that. Okay, so it's really like you're still gonna have limitation, you're still gonna have the insulin is still gonna create a break for you to lose weight, but you can still, when you know that what the right things to do, you probably know that it takes consistency, it takes times, and to fix this problem, what it really takes, it takes to go a hypocaloric, very aggressive hypocaloric state for a little bit. It does take that you eat not so many carbs and not so little carbs, so something in the middle, and it takes specific workouts. Okay, so there is way to get around these things. So it's not as easy as you think, but it's not also, you don't have to feel limited. You don't have to feel like this is the last thing that you need to do. This is like gonna limit your results. Okay, this is a very bad place to be, or a very bad bad thing thought to have. And of course, we work a lot also with binge eating, people affected by binge eating or bad relationship with food. And of course, what that happens here is very, very simple to understand. And again, I'm not taking place of a psychologist or anything like that, but if you understand that there is mechanism, around everything you do, and you understand that it comes from a problem of lack of self-esteem, and you put stress in there, and you put mechanism compensation of food, as there is also addition to sugar, right? Because sugar is as powerful as a drug when you get addicted. You understand that you're creating then this idea that you need to compensate with food. Okay, can this thing be improved in 6 weeks, in 12 weeks, whatever weeks you're like? Of course it can. Okay, like, is that limiting yourself? Is only limiting your results until you understand where the problem is coming from. Okay, so you got lack self-esteem, you compensate yourself by eating and but bad lifestyle. You know, most of the people suffering with this problem is because they don't want a meal prep. They get very stressed. They come home from work. They don't know what to do. They jump in front of the TV. They see probably many addictive thing or negative thing, and then they start eating. And that's how it works. And of course, it takes about refining refining physiology and psychology, taking action and managing triggers. Okay, you're gonna get out of panic and you're gonna get towards the road of success. If you instead you take somebody having a eating disorder, now it can come in a form of being overweight, underweight, any weight that you actually have, and it's simply come from an idea of lack of self-love mixed with some kind of an anxiety, mixed with a set of other problems that we would have to talk specifically with you about, and specifically then with compensation. Some of you compensate even with bulimia, like vomiting the food. But if you understand that you get your carbohydrates get pre-digested in the mouth, and you having this idea that you're gonna eat a pizza and then you're gonna vomit a pizza, and you understand that you're already absorbing some of the molecule when you eating them, and if you think that you're gonna do that your body a favor by vomiting that, right? So then you can see food in a different way. And I'm not telling you because, again, I'm not taking any position of psychologist or anything, but we have people in the challenge that experience bulimia, and they drastically change their world by only 6 weeks, understanding all these factors, understanding that by eating more and not restricting yourself, you can start seeing the muscle building up, and you can start seeing the body showing the results that you want. So again, we are in this particular place, we are a victim of lack of self-knowledge, lack of self-love, and then of course the lifestyle and the anxiety going on with that, right? So it's just a little bit more developed than that. So what I'm here to say is there is a formula, okay? But not like what you think, not the one formula that you think when somebody send you a message and send you download my 3 exercise for my abs, my specific exercise. There is no specific exercise, like there is no specific food, like there is no specific how to call it, there is no specific machines that's gonna create a body that you want. There is no quick fix, okay? Like I said many single times, there is a specific formula for you, okay? Whatever you can sustain longer than few months, this is gonna be the formula that works for you. So if it's a blend of HIIT training or gym, and like refining the food, refining the idea that you love pizza, you cannot give it up, and you wanna, instead of eating the whole pizza, you get a slice, or by learning about calories, food awareness, or by learning, going, like finding your metabolism, cutting metabolism, the calories. We have 3 levels of nutrition in our program, and basically we have you jump from up and down from 1 to 3 or 3 to 1, specifically because I want to see that you are able to cope, to have developed cope mechanism when you actually going around, when you're traveling, when you're going to vacation and so forth. So basically, against here where the perfect formula you're looking for is the one that says, give me a diet, give me a workout, and this is the smoke mirror, this is a shiny object, this is a quick fix, and equals to actually not growing. This is actually equal to that, equal to not having results. And this is, if you've seen this thing and it's actually reflecting the truth for you, you probably have tried several things before and not having results. What really works, like I said, is a strategy for you, something that fit you in your particular lifestyle, a community, a group support that you're gonna see other women such as yourself, like-minded women such as yourself, dealing with the same struggle and dealing with the same goals that you wanna be dealing with. Then you're gonna have a code, meaning like you're gonna have a set of rules that you need to live by, not follow one time, live by every single day. And what you need more, what people fail to realize, you need leadership. You need people telling you what to do. You need people holding you accountable. You need people, virtually kicking your butt when you're not doing the work, but also you need people telling you that you're amazing when you do the work, okay? So you actually need that in terms of self-growing. We actually build that. We build that here, like I said several times. We have the second chance program, and this is the trifecta, what I like to call on top, the right information. We give you a right nutrition and workout for you. We give you targets, milestones, like you see on top there every week that you need to complete. And then there is adjustments. The adjustment part, I give you something, you tell me how it goes in about a week or so, and then we refine it, okay? Then on the bottom, like I said, a code. The code says you have to live by your word. You have to actually try everything without judging one time. You have to be resourceful, okay? So you need to understand that you're not here to be saved, that I'm here to teach you how to save yourself. Okay? Then we got the environment. The environment is exactly what I just said. If you surround yourself with people eating in McDonald's all the time, chances are one day you're gonna give in. If you surround yourself with women such as yourself, they want to be healthy, they're looking to be healthy, and they support each other when shits get hard, right? Then chances are you're gonna succeed, right? And of course, on top of it, he has to be led by a coach. He has to be led by somebody that tells you when you're right and when you're wrong. And how do we relate that to what we just said? How do we relate that to you? We relate that to you by simply telling you, what you need to be improving. Okay, so if you have lack of motivation problem or community, this is how this person can benefit from the program, because we have an environment, we have a community that every time you're gonna feel like giving up, by seeing other people results, you're gonna realize the results are possible even for you. Okay, so that's exactly what needs to happen. Okay. Lack of knowledge, like I said, instead of you going from diet to diet, let's try this, let's try that, you're gonna know that we give you the right information. All right, so like you're gonna save so much frustration, so much time, and you're gonna save yourself the aggravation to go from program to program. You're basically like saving yourself time, and as we know, the currency most important that we have is time. Okay, and of course, lack of discipline can be fixed by giving you a code, by giving you a set of rules. If you tell me that you're gonna be accountable and you're gonna live by your word and you're gonna change, I'm expecting you to do it, right? Not only one day, I'm expecting you to do your best every single day. And if you live like that, you're setting yourself up to success. And then we set it here. We create a game plan. You have a support group on the other side, on a second chance, where you see that women that before thought like you, very confused, but then as they saw the light, they can relate to you. They can relate, and they say, yes, come on this side of the grass, because the grass is greener over here, and we can actually teach you what we struggled with in the past and how we overcame it. Okay, so this is how the theory of the lone wolf dies, and obviously the pack survive. If you were to scale Mount Everest altogether, you would probably have a higher chance to actually get on top. And of course, the most important thing here that I said it even several times on my videos, if you play the motivation game, you're gonna be like the person on top. You're gonna be motivated, very, very cool, like soon, like very, very much in the beginning, because you're going to look what you can do, what other people are doing, maybe their results, maybe their pictures. But then as you work out, and as you see that it's just motivation, and as your body stops giving you results, motivation tends to die. And unfortunately, figuratively, you die with the motivation, if you actually don't do anything for it or with it. Okay. Instead, if you learn how to build habits, it's very, very hard in the beginning. Okay. Like think about the first time you actually wanted to learn a language. Okay. It's very, very hard. But as you get to learn languages, or as you get to ride a bike, or as you get to I don't know, to brush your teeth, it's not so easy. It's not so exciting even. But when you get better, right? Then you enjoy the process. As you enjoy the process, you always grow until that sooner you actually get into the results you want. You don't care so much about the results because you're enjoying the process. You must love the process to actually be able to build routines. Okay, so the idea here is to build routines, is to build habits. And if you think about it, every time that you're not successful, like every time you don't like a habit, chances are, wouldn't it be because you're not good at it, right? If you don't like the language, isn't it because maybe you could get better at it? If you don't like, I don't know, anything you're doing in your job, isn't it not because maybe you don't like the job, maybe because it's not motivating for you, maybe you don't feel like you're going anywhere with it? So as you get to build routines, I can relate to the fact that you try several things in fitness, they don't work, and you feel like you're wasting time. But what about if you had a program that actually worked for you? What about doing the minimum amount of workouts that you can, right? Eating in a diet or a nutrition that is not restricted, that doesn't make you feel like you're in a diet, for 3 hours a week. Would you feel like it's something you can do? Would you feel like it's something you can sustain, right? And it's like creating a habit. As you see that this is bringing you to a results, and it keeps the results, then it's simple. You just want to be sustaining this thing. Okay, so this is no longer a motivation game. You see how the motivation dies and the habits lives? And of course, the question, the most important question, how many times have you tried to do things alone? How many diets have you tried? How many things you have failed at? And specifically, what it did create? What kind of frustration it create? Can you do it alone? Or like I said here, can't be done alone, can it? Right? And reality is the strategy plus motivation alone, it will not produce the results. When you have the right information, a tribes, some rules and some coaching, you create the self-growth, like I said before. And last thing but not last, really, like, what is the cost of taking action and not taking action? You know, like you have a person, like a woman here crying, and why did I want to almost end the presentation with this? It's very simple. It's because how many more years you're gonna let go by, how many more months, how many frustration, how many programs you're gonna try before actually finding something, before committing to something and actually don't live in scarcity anymore, right? I mean, how many things are you gonna try before actually committing and getting results? Okay, there is two prices to pay in life, and this is, we see it all the time in health as well as coaches. We see the people living freely, we see the people not caring, we see the people doing whatever they want, we see the people, you know, spending money and time on stupid things, or, you know, having addictions and stuff like that. And this is the price that you pay at the end of the tunnel. This is the price that you pay at the end, and this is the most costly price that you ever pay, because this is the price that you pay that end up in divorces, that end up in, you know, that started maybe with 5 kilo but end up in divorces, that end up in suicidal, they end up in, you know, depression, that end up in diseases, right? And this is because, all because you said, oh, I'm gonna live good today, and tomorrow, who cares about tomorrow? You know, I'm gonna just try to work out, I'm just gonna manage through life. And this is also, if you probably live in this life, not necessarily, you don't have to feel like I'm talking to you, but like if you live in this life, you probably live in scarcity too. You're probably the person that says, oh no, you know, you will always wanna save money, you always wanna do the minimum amount of things as possible. It's because like you've been conditioned of living in scarcity. The opposite way is that to live in abundance. Okay, living in abundance is actually, you know, committing to health, committing to hard work, committing to the fact there is no quick fixes, committing to the fact that there is sacrifice to be done, and you pay the price up front. You know, this stuff is hard. Committing is hard. Working out every single week is hard. Eating well is hard. But this can create a year, the next years to come, the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life, they're gonna be in abundance, because not only you're gonna feel better, you're gonna reflect confidence, you're not gonna ever ask yourself, you're not gonna see yourself better in the mirror, you're not gonna have a problem wearing a bikini, and you're gonna reflect better relationship with your husbands, you know, with your boyfriends, you're gonna reflect you're not gonna experience anything like depression ever. You're probably not even gonna have a eating disorder if it's coming from a place of self-love or lack of self-love. So if you see, you can really pay, and it doesn't have to do anything with money that I'm talking about. You pay the price at the end, or you pay a price up front. Okay, the choice is yours. And now you can actually see the face of this woman. Okay, so if you decided that this whole presentation made a sense for you, you're probably in the right place. Okay, you have the highest possibilities to succeed. Does that mean that I'm gonna be able to have you succeed? It doesn't mean that. It means that if you're ready to do the work, if you come in here and you submit yourself with this idea that you want to be helped, and I'm gonna tell you how to save yourself, I can probably help you. Okay, so what I want you to do when you see this presentation, if you're already in the program, welcome aboard. Welcome, because I really need you to enjoy the process. You're in for a good ride. You took the train. You had the train passing by. You took it. You jump aboard, and I want you to follow every single video after that. If you haven't started yet, and if you're thinking about starting, you're gonna have somewhat of a link somewhere around, you know, on the bottom of the page that you can click on, and you can get in touch with me, and we'll probably go from there.